So in this video, we're going to be setting up some EMA assessments for MPro. You'll see here we have our study under the Studies tab called EMA Study. We're going to click the Edit button, and we're going to click Edit Study Info. Now this is the same steps that we did in our regular MPro videos for setting up a new study. You'll see your study name, description. Next step is contact info. And then step 3 is study completion text and notifications. And so just something to keep in mind for our EMA specific study is that unlike a traditional study, which is done just on a daily or weekly basis, EMA is going to be done multiple times a day. So we want to make sure that we have our study level notifications turned off. That is because they might confuse the participant, because we're going to be having assessment specific notifications that we set up in the next step. So you'll see that these are turned off. I'm going to make sure that they are whited out. So let's click Save. Okay, so all of that for setting up a study was the same thing as we did in our previous videos. And we're going to add assessments like we did before, create new, but this time these are going to be EMA specific. So we're going to start with a pseudo-random assessment, and we're going to pseudo-random, and we're just going to start with a forced response question. So we're going to ask, what's your favorite color? And we're just going to have a couple options. Again, the data labels on the left are just for your reference and your coding system. We're going to say green, blue, red. And again, have as many options as you want. We could add another question, but we don't need to. We're going to go to next. We could have some feedback if we want, but for this question, it's not relevant. So we're going to click Save. Now click on the checkbox to the left of our new assessment, and we're going to see the repeat frequency. So we want to click on that and say daily, because for our EMA studies, pseudo-random and fixed, they always have to be a daily frequency. And we're going to say we want them 4 times a day for pseudo-random. And just something to keep in mind that because the study will start as soon as you put the invite code in, if you want to make sure you have a full week's full of studies, click on a week 1, day 2 start, and that will make sure that the study starts on the very beginning of the day on day 2. Otherwise, the participant will put in their invite code, say at noon, and they could be already halfway through the assessments for the day. So that way you can ensure that the participant's first day of the study will have full data. So we're going to say it's going to start week 1, day 2. It's going to end on week 4, day 2. And now we click on Advanced Settings, and we're going to click Pseudo-Random. And for pseudo-random, you pick a period throughout the day, however many hours you want, and you're going to pick, and this is going to be your pseudo-random interval. So we're going to start at 8 a.m. We're going to go to 5 p.m. Good, 9 hours. And then we're going to set a minimum time apart between any 2 assessment start times. So we're going to say 45 minutes. We're going to choose how long we want each assessment to be available before it's coded as missing. We're going to say 10 minutes. And then here's our reminders. We set our primary reminder, which is going to go off as soon as the assessment is available. Our secondary reminder, which we get to set when it goes off a certain amount of time after the primary reminder. So for this one, we're just going to say 5 minutes. So we'll go off 5 minutes after the primary reminder. And we'll look in the recap section So we can expect to receive an assessment between 8 and 8:14 a.m., 10:15 a.m. and 12:29 p.m., 12:30 p.m. and 2:45 p.m., and 2:45 p.m. and 4:59 p.m. So again, pseudo-randomized based on an assessment period for the day, and then the minimum time apart between any two assessment start times. All right, now that we're done with that, we're going to click Save, and we're all done.